Everyone. So I'm sure you've probably heard about this Simon Harris, the Minister for the Feds, such a Minister of the Feds, just to say. But I agree with him on this that we need some kind of air capabilities. What that means is defence capabilities in terms of fighter jets, because Ireland is probably the only country in the European Union that doesn't have its own fighter wing. We rely on the OAF, the Royal Air Force, to protect our skies. Imagine we fought for 800 years to get rid of the British and we're asking them to defend our state. I think Michael Collins would be very ashamed of that, and we'd have to ask the British to come and defend us, defend our skies. The OAF patrol our skies because we don't have any fighter jets. So the government is now considering buying combat jets, which are these fighter jets. These are hundreds, like just to say it's going to cost hundreds of billions a year. God only knows how much. They're talking about, I think, 8, which is a lot of money. These fighter jets are top of the range, etc. They're going to be a huge amount. Like they're saying, ideally it'd be 12 to 14. At the moment we have none, so we have nowhere to start from. But at the moment, I think they're talking about 8 to do 24-hour air policing pretty much of the Irish territorial airspace. Now, I know people would say this is a huge expense for the Irish taxpayer, and especially if they have an air base kind of in Shannon, it's going to cost 110 million a year just for that alone without maintaining. Probably would include the maintaining of the planes too, along with the air base itself. But this is the thing too. A lot of people are saying the money should go to other uses and that we're a neutral country and that we're safe enough. But the point of this is not just to make the point of it. Neutrality didn't save Denmark. It didn't save Norway during the Second World War. It didn't save the Netherlands. It didn't save Belgium. Neutrality, it can work, of course. It worked through Ireland in the Second World War. But this is the thing. You need something to back it up. You can't just say we're neutral and have no defence force and have no means to defend yourself. Finland, for example, you often hear me speak about Finland a lot. The one thing about Finland compared to the West, the Baltic states and the Scandinavian countries, now in the current moment, is that Finland has a huge military capabilities in terms of a huge amount of military stockpile, in terms of a big army, big standing army, and a big reserve army and a huge amount of equipment, and a huge amount of everything pretty much, because they've always invested into the defence. Even though they've been neutral for the last 80 years, it's the continuation with the Second World War pretty much in their perspective. But still, at the end of the day, Finland, even though they were neutral, they always were ready if somebody did come and invade their country or attack their sovereignty. They have something to back it up pretty much, and that's what I'm trying to say. And that's what I'm always been saying here, that we can't just say we're neutral and pretend that we hide on our island. Years ago that it could have worked, but unfortunately in the modern world we can't do that. So we need the means to defend ourselves, not to defend anybody else or any other country, but to defend ourselves. We need the means to back it up. And what I mean by that is, if any enemy comes to our shores and wants to take our sovereignty, our freedom, that we're willing to, we have the means to defend ourselves, with the means to inflict heavy losses on the enemy forces, to make them suffer. And only by means of the feds. We need the means to defend ourselves in terms of aircraft, not to defend any other country like in the European army. And this is what we need. We need these kind of things, unfortunately. It's a huge cost, I know, but it's something that we have to use, because again, the main thing I think for Ireland, we should last longer than Denmark did in the Second World War. Denmark fell in 6 hours. At the current state of Ireland was attacked in the morning by a foreign power, we probably would only last an hour at most, in terms of the military capabilities of the state at the moment. So we do need this, and I know it's a huge expense. But at the same time too, you have to take the other part. This is the other argument too. That we're asking another country to come and defend us, in terms of defend our skies, the OAF, the Royal Air Force. We're asking the United Kingdom, after fighting 800 years, we're asking them to come and defend our skies. And we should be able to, we're one of the richest countries in the world, we should be able to do that basic thing. And the fact of the matter is, every other European country, every other big European, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, Holland, Netherlands, Belgium, France, Spain, Portugal, all the big European countries have an air force, have fighting capabilities. Ireland is the only country that didn't have any means of fighter jets or anything to shoot down anything. Like, we have transport aircraft, training aircraft. It will cost between 60 and 100 million a year, but that's what it will cost to stage the plane. Now, obviously, we're talking about a huge amount of money to buy the aircrafts, first of all, because I say it would be about 15 billion, sorry. It would, huge amount, it's an insane amount of money, because these aircraft will be top of the range. Like, in fairness, the ones they're talking about buying are top of the range and stuff. They're a huge amount of money. but they're very good. Like, they're not outdated fighters. They're not from the Second World War. They'll be very modern fighters. So that's good. That's good. So hopefully we get bang for a buck. If they're the best fighters we can get, then all the better, because we have the means to defend ourselves. But I do think it's necessary, unfortunately, because again, the sad thing is, and this is the next bit, that we don't know what the world's going to bring to us in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years. And we have to take, I know there's loads of other issues in the country, people homeless, people seeking housing. There's so many other issues, the money could go towards that. But it's unfortunate, and I do think we have to do it. We don't have a choice, unfortunately. We need to stand on our own 2 feet. We can't rely on other countries to defend ourselves. And I think that's what the woman behind me said. That we have to stand on our own 2 feet. We really do. We can't rely on the British. We can't rely on the French. We can't rely on the Americans. It's ourselves alone. Really, we're a small island in the world. It's up to our citizens in our country to defend ourselves and defend our sovereignty and our freedom that we fought so hard for. And it's only ourselves alone, because we can no longer rely on any other country to come to our aid if we are attacked. And I do think it's crucial having these fighter jets. As I say, if throughout 14, even if it's 8, it's a start. But it's unfortunate, again, the simple reality is we don't know what the world's going to bring to us in the next 10 years. And it's better to have a good defence than no defence, because at the moment in time we have no defence. We are defenceless. The definition of defenceless is Ireland at the moment. And it's unfortunate we have to do this, but we do need to do it to protect our sovereignty, to protect our independence. And particularly, as I say, we can't be freeloading on other countries to defend us. So let me know what you think. I know a lot of people might disagree with this, but it's necessary for Ireland's defence to have these aircraft. In my opinion, I do think it's necessary. Let me know what you think. Subscribe more and bye.